We'd like to welcome everybody here. Day number 3, semifinals actions here at the NPA Nationals. And what a matchup we have here. I'd like to welcome everybody for tuning in. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Carlin Gay on color. Carlin, we've got quite the matchup here. Crestwood Prep out of North York, Ontario, taking on Toronto Basketball Academy, of course, out of Toronto. Your thoughts on what you think to expect going into this one?
Well, we know what Crestwood's going to try to do. They're going to try to speed the tempo up. A team that goes over 100 points more likely than not. Play fast, foot on the gas pedal. They're in 6th gear the entire game. It's going to be important for Toronto Basketball Academy to not turn the ball over in this pressure situation. If they can get the ball over half court without turnovers and creating layups for Crestwood, they'll be in striking distance and make it a game.
Absolutely. With that being said, you know, we saw it right away, right off the hop, as TBA was trying to get in transition. Crestwood all over them to start this one off, as Masters now picks it up. Marcus Masters, starting point guard here for TBA. See what he can create on the offense. Works off the screen here. Takes the 3. Shot goes up. Knocks it down. Marcus Masters.
Talked to head coach Michael Jackman before the game. Masters getting a lot of attention at the mid-major level down in the States. His recruitment is definitely heating up from the past 2 days' performance. A great performance today might secure some spots for him or options for him going forward.
Well said, as there's a foul underneath the basket, and as Crestwood's going to get a chance here to get some shots in from the charity stripe, as Louis Pacheco Jr. at the line here, averaging 13.5 points per game in the regular season in the NPA. No good on the first.
Whoa.
And you know what, though? Interestingly enough, Toronto Basketball Academy, though, they have pulled out a win earlier this year against Crestwood. So an upset wouldn't be entirely shocking, as they did it in pretty impressive fashion, too, winning that game 103-92.
Right. And in that game, they didn't turn the ball over. You know, Crestwood feeds off of turnovers. That's really where they get the majority of their offense.
Impressive finish there.
Yeah, nice finish by Masters there. But if TBA can get quality looks like they did just now from Masters, that's going to put them in a good position.
Yeah, Neath from way deep. Jacoby Neath showing off the range as well. Here's a guy who just, I mean, a guy who really almost in a way came out of nowhere in the past 2 seasons, getting himself on the radar for not just high-level Division I scholarships, but you know, there's even been some talk of possibly even playing at the level beyond that.
Yeah, definitely.
For him.
He's on his way to Wake Forest to play for Danny Manning. He's committed there at this point, and he's done a good job of changing his body, you know, spending the time in the weight room, eating better, and you see the results on the basketball floor.
And Golazada, he got a little flustered there. It's a half-court trap is in full effect right now for Crestwood.
And that's what's going to be all game long. They're going to press you, and we talked about it yesterday for folks that didn't watch yesterday's game. Crestwood's a team that very deep, so they can afford to put, you know, pressure on you from the opening tip.
And Asen Khan there getting it done. Driving to the basket, finishing with the left hand. He had a lot of difficulty trying to finish yesterday with that left hand, so it's good to see him on getting off to his scoring ways.
Yeah, the nerves are gone now, and now it's game time. It's the semifinals, chance to go to the finals.
Shot goes up, air ball, and it's going to be TBA basketball. They're up 7-5.
As Joe Smith on the jump shot there, complaining that he might have gotten hit, but if, you know, TBA can force Crestwood into those type of possessions where Joe Smith is taking long twos, they're putting himself in a good position.
And Golazada can't get the finish. Here's Thomas now, the 50-point man. Slides it off, doesn't get the assist though, but Crestwood gets their own rebound.
TBA is going to have to box out in this zone and make sure that they don't give Crestwood 3. And
3 seconds on the shot clock. Thomas, nice step back there though. Can't get it to drop. And Khan comes up with it, and here comes Masters on the fast break. Corner shot up. No good there, but Khan right there with the rebound, but loses a handle on it, and it's going to be Crestwood ball. And Crestwood Prep going to take a quick timeout, and so are we. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here, semifinal action at the NPA Nationals.
who will be crowned national champion?
Basketball gyms in Canada are packed with talent, and that includes...
And we'd like to welcome everyone back here. NPA National semifinal action between Crestwood Prep and Toronto Basketball Academy, two heavyweights in the Toronto region. Going at it right now. Crestwood Prep find themselves down 2 at this point. TBA doing a good job of finishing their opportunities. Great defense there as Khan comes down with it. Masters in the fast break. Still able to control it though, gets it to Golizada. Golizada finds a space, up and left hand, Amir Golizada. What a finish that was, Carlin.
It was a great finish, but the take and the aggressiveness, the way they attacked the rim by Golizada that time, finishing with his off end.
Here's Crestwood now, Neath. Nice find inside, no look pass to the big man, and he's gonna get fouled. Hoping to see maybe just a little bit more aggression there from Joe Smith. But he's gonna go to the line regardless.
That's where Smith is more comfortable, a little bit down low there. We saw a couple possessions earlier. He took that long 2. That will come, you know, that's going to come to his game, but a little bit more comfortable now inside. And that's where Crestwood could really beat you because they're big. You know, they got some big bodies, a lot of length, a lot of size inside, and they could really give you some body blows, to use a boxing analogy, to really take away your legs later on in the game.
Smith with 11 points and 8 rebounds yesterday in their win over Oakville Prep.
Yeah, a ton of shot changes at the rim defensively. He had a really good defensive game. Oakville Prep, every time 45 was in the paint, he was really the landlord down there.
Yeah, he recorded the lone block for Crestwood in that game. Nice find inside, and Khan finishing again, driving to the basket.
Delay of game warning here. But I really like what I see out of TBA to start. You know, they're breaking that pressure, and they're getting inside looks right at the rim. It looks like they're comfortable the way they're playing.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're okay with the pressure right now. They've done their homework. This is a team they're very familiar with, and one of the few teams in the NPA that athletically can be right there with Crestwood Prep is TBA.
Talk about athleticism. We just saw the bucket there by a man that you know, Canadians are going to hear a lot of, Elijah Fisher, 2023 prospect. A lot of time for that young man to get better.
Tries to pass it off to Khan, and that's going to go out of bounds. Yeah, Fisher, I mean, for a kid his age, I don't think I've ever seen anyone with his body control in midair. I think the way that he's able to, he's years ahead of anybody at that stage when it comes to being able to take a hit and finish at the basket. Of course, you know, still a young guy, still needs to work on his jump shot, but you just see the potential. It's almost undeniable.
Absolutely.
Nice shot there by Thomas. Thomas had 51 points in a game earlier this year at the Ottawa session in the NPA. He was red hot from behind the arc in that one. I had the pleasure of calling that game as well. Oh, here's a steal on Smith. Up and throws it down. Joe Smith, the baby-faced assassin, throwing it down.
It's more Joe Smith's game. Don't settle for jumpers. Take it right to the teeth of the defense and ram it down their throats.
Masters had a nice crossover there, but couldn't find anything with it. Denies the screen. Mid-range jumper. Can't get it, but Mpofo comes down with the rebound. Masters throws it up again. No good. And this time Crestwood saves it.
Crestwood continues to look for the leak out a little bit too early, and they're giving up offensive rebounds. TBA needs to take advantage of that.
For sure. And we got some substitutions. Sami Jahan, here's a guy that I'm pretty high on coming into the game here for TBA. A guy who's able to, you know, despite the fact that he's the sixth man, he averages 15.5 points per game in 11 contests for TBA here in the NPAs. He's a microwave.
Yeah, he definitely is, and a guy that's garnering a lot of interest at the CIS level. I know that, or sorry, the U Sports level, I know that. And he could play at a high level wherever he gets, you know, wherever he decides to go play post-secondary basketball. They're going to get a solid kid, and as you said, a guy that can fill it up in a hurry.
Also into the game for TBA is Caillou Lacroix. Very impressive length on him. We'll see if he can also help this TBA attack here in this possession as Golizada almost loses a handle, does lose it now. Here's the find to Neath, but a big rejection there, and Jahan picks it up now. Fast break, Masters gets it back to Jahan. Jahan all the way over, and he's gonna get fouled hard by Joe Smith. And gonna go to the line. What a job Jahan made there to try and avoid the length of Joe Smith. I don't think he could have reached out any further.
You can see how intimidating Joe Smith is right at the cup, and the toughness of Jahan really taking it right to the chest of Smith and jumping right back up after he hit the floor. He hit that floor hard, folks. I mean, absolutely. I don't know if it came through on the broadcast, but there was a thud when he went down, and he bounced right back up.
Into the game for TBA's Javan Ray. Number 4 in the backcourt here. He takes out Amir Golizada as TBA is now going to substitute length for speed at this point. As Thomas now brings it up for Crestwood. Here's Neath with a fake pass, kicks it out. Thomas for 3, hand right in his face, doesn't matter, knocks it down. And Masters already smiling, going, okay, all right, let's play.
Well, if Crestwood's going to hit that, type of shot.
And Neath with an easy steal and big throwdown by Jacoby Neath.
Started saying it's going to be a tough night for TBA defensively if Crestwood could knock down the long ball. The reason why you play the zone, negate the length and size advantage that Crestwood has inside. But if they're going to be able to hit long jumpers, and it'll be a long night defensively.
Masters can't finish. And Fisher comes down with the rebound, and he's going to get fouled. Not the kind of foul you want if you're the coaching staff. That's 90 feet away from the basket. And that's just what the constant pressure can do to you, is those type of fouls, because you feel like you have to play faster than you are. It's only a 5-point game, but when you're constantly being pressured the way that Crestwood applies it on you, it's tough to maintain that calm, and that's going to be on the leadership of this TBA squad. Neath, no good. And Ray comes down with the rebound, and he's going to bring it up now. Kicks it over to Jahan. Jahan now running the point, and Pofo for 3 from the corner gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 3.
It's a great possession offensively. They found the open man and didn't hesitate, even though Joe Smith was barreling down on him. And now he's rewarded with 3 free throws.
Elisha and Pofo with average 8.8 points per game in 8 games for TBA in the NPAs this year. Near 40% free throw, or excuse me, 3-point shooter. So that is his shot.
Yeah,
you can see just how confident he is taking that shot, as he was able to take the contact right after. Makes good on the second one. If you make all 3 here, that's a very, very successful run up the floor there for TBA.
And it came at the right time, because the game may have not necessarily slipping away, but momentum was slipping away from them.
Absolutely.
And that's what Crestwood does to you.
Neath bringing it up now. He's guarded by Mpofo. Kicks it over. This is Antwi. Neath thinks about it. Dribbled into a double team, but still finds the open man. Thomas for 3. No good. Big rebound there for Lacroix. And here comes Mpofo. Kicks it over to Jahan in the corner. One more pass. Love the passing right now. Lacroix stays with it. Jahan.
Ooh, missed the big man down low.
Kicks it out. Here's Ray. Jahan gonna do it himself now. Up and in, can't get it. And it's gonna be a charging call.
That's a tough one. It really is a tough one. Neath was not in position to take that charge. He got there late, and then he was already falling before the man hit him. I normally like to lean on the side of the defense in those 50-50 calls. That wasn't a 50-50 call, and it should have absolutely have been a block.
Yeah, not a whole lot of contact on that. Nice find inside there, though. Shot goes up. No good. Rebound, TBA. Corner. Oh, nice find to Jahan. Gets the floater, but give the assist to Ampofo. Very impressive find there.
And they're able to dig themselves out of that 5-point hole that they had to get right back into the game. And this is an important 2 minutes now. Close the quarter strong.
Here's Pacheco. Turnaround jumper. Second time he's missed that. Lacroix comes down with another rebound. And there's going to be a foul on Pacheco here, right in front of us here at the commentators table.
Pacheco went crashing into the scores table. Looked like he was going for a body check. I know you played some hockey last night. How did that go?
It was interesting. It was fun. You know, I get a chance to go out at least once a week, once every couple of weeks.
I saw you walk in with a little bit of a limp.
Oh my God. I did what I could. Did what I could last night. Played just as much basketball, so I walk with a limp almost everywhere.
That's just swagger.
Speaking of swagger, Jacoby Neath, he's got plenty of it. To another guy who has just as much, Elijah Fisher with the slam.
See the athleticism, the quick jump ability is just sprung right off the floor.
Yep.
Nothing soft. Everything's going to be a dunk around that area for Elijah Fisher.
Here's Jahan. Kills the dribble, gets it over to Ray. Ray kills his dribble, gets it over to Jahan again. Corner. Fisher picks his pocket, but it's going to be out of bounds, and TBA still going to have it. 3 seconds on the shot clock, though.
And this is what we talked about yesterday when you were talking about Elijah Fisher, young player. We know about his offensive ability. He locks in defensively. He's a guy that wants to defend. He gets angry when he gets beat defensively, and that's what I love about his game the most, and that's what makes him so dynamic at that level.
Absolutely, and we're going to take a quick timeout here as both teams try and discuss over some strategy. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here at the NPA Nationals. Don't go anywhere.
Let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square. Get your feet square.
Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow! Pick it up, Jalen.
Oh my God!
Top 10, top 10.
Two-way players are the best players. Understand that. Two-way players are the best players.
Here's Sabri Phillips, two-hand jam!
I'd like to welcome everybody back here at NPA semifinals, and let's quick look at our power performer, Elijah Fisher. Carlin, you're a big fan of this young man. Talk to us a little bit about what makes him so special.
Well, you see the highlights, the athleticism right there. He can get up and bounce with anybody. It looks like he's playing slam ball sometimes. It looks like there's a trampoline that just appears on the court when he takes off and throws some of the stuff down. Remember, this guy's a 2023 prospect. And what I love about him the most, you won't see it in this highlight pack, but when you watch him game to game, he locks in defensively. He's engaged on that end of the floor and takes on the challenge of guarding someone one-on-one.
As we get back to the action here, Crestwood Prep, seeing if they can get one more turnover. Back into the game, number 11, Amir Golizada. And once again, we discussed it before the break. 3 seconds on the shot clock. TBA forgetting that, and as a result, turnover.
And that's a tough pill to swallow, especially when you just come out of a timeout, because that would have been communicated from the coaching staff at that point. So everyone on the floor should have been aware.
Into the game as well, number 33, Steven Lazar, who had a very impressive shooting performance yesterday for Crestwood, as Antwi misses that one and Jahan comes back down the other end. Nice finish there with the right hand.
I like it. I like it. You know, split the D, get to the rack with purpose, and not be afraid of the length that Crestwood possesses.
Here's Antwi. Pacheco. Golizada, great job keeping him outside of the paint. Kicks it back over. Fisher can't get a hand on it. Here comes TBA. And Shakir Yakubu just couldn't get his hand on it.
That was great defense on the other end. You know, Louis Pacheco called for that ball. He wanted it down low, and nothing was happening for him offensively, and it ended up being a turnover. And now we have, you know, TBA on the other end with an opportunity to take the lead. I talked about closing the quarter strong. The last 2 minutes has been strong from TBA. They battled back from down 5. It looked as though momentum might slip away from them midway through the quarter, but they held their poise, and they're right in this game.
And here's a look down low. Up and under. Oh. Foul and one. Count it. And Jaden Duwall getting it done.
A little ice cream scoop finish there by Duwall. Now it's time to make sure that you make it count at the line and finish the 3-point play.
Duwall, 4.4 points per game, 7 games here in the NPA this year. Getting it done from the free throw line as well. 26 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Here's Neath. Back in the corner to Antwi. Antwi, nice crossover there to lose the defender. Big rejection from Duwall, and they're going to call a foul.
It's a tough call.
Yeah. You said it.
In my opinion, that's 2 strong possessions on both ends of the floor from Duwall. I know he got called for the foul, but I like that energy.
Yep. Well, I mean, I think any coaching staff will tell you they'd prefer aggressive mistakes as opposed to passive ones. Absolutely. You know, that just shows that you're locked in, you're ready to play, you're not going to be intimidated. It's the ones where guys are caught sleeping that drive them nuts.
Yeah, and your team, you know, respects that. You know, that energizes. Had he gotten that block, we would have been going the other way. Now that it energizes the whole team. The bench would have got into it. They would have closed this quarter, and, you know, possibly with a bigger lead than what they have at the moment.
For sure, as Duwall, you know, showing just how much of an X factor he's going to be in the post here for TBA. And this kind of goes back to what we were discussing earlier, Carlin. TBA is one of the few teams, 6 seconds remaining in the quarter. Masters throws it up, knocks it down. Marcus Masters. TBA can match the size and athleticism and shooting of Crestwood Prep.
And we're seeing it right now. They're up 5. A shock to everybody. Remember, Crestwood Prep came into this tournament the number 2 ranked team.
And with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with second quarter action here at the NPA Nationals.
Rep by rep, you push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! No good! 2 seconds to go! Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you can't.
That man from Quebec can fly!
Exposure starts here.
And I'd like to welcome everybody back here. Second quarter action just about to get underway here in Sheridan College, out in beautiful Brampton, Ontario. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Carlin Gay on color commentary. Carlin, I mean, some thoughts on what you saw here in this first quarter between Crestwood Prep and TBA?
Well, the message is sent. You know, TBA is not afraid of the moment. They're not afraid of the opponent. They're going to play their basketball. They're going to play their style, and they're going to be in this game. And Crestwood's not going to run away with it on them the way they have been so far this weekend.
Here's Trayvon Thomas kicking it back out to Antwi. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Neath guarded by Jahan. Loses a handle on it, and here comes TBA. Jahan comes up with it. And Thomas comes right back with the strip as well, though. Gonna do it himself, up and in.
That's a block, yeah.
And they're gonna call it a blocking foul. A play not that dissimilar from one of the earlier charging calls we saw on the other end. But once again, Carlin, you know, it's really one of those 50-50 situations.
Yeah, well, they got it right on this end. There's no question about it. It was absolutely a block. Pofo kind of, he had the right idea, but it looked at the end that he thought twice about taking a charge, and I don't blame him. You know, it takes a lot of stones to stand there and take a charge and a hit. Someone's coming full speed at you. That's something that will come in time. You know, there's a guy who's very young in this, you know, playing this class of 2019 this year. We'll see how he bounces back, because his coaches definitely called him out on that last possession.
Golizada, fadeaway shot, and he's going to get called Antwi with the foul. Amir Golizada, a little bit of a Kobe fadeaway on that one.
Yeah, a little bit of a Kobe fadeaway, and he had the opportunity to kind of try to extend it, and it almost looked like he was going to bank it in the angle that he was at.
Yeah, wouldn't have been shocked at all. Golizada, of course, had a 70-point performance back in December against Bill Crothers. I think that's the highest scoring total of any player that's played in the NPA Nationals this year.
And it's a lot of buckets.
That is a lot of buckets. He's also committed to Chicago State.
He is. He's talking to his coaches before the game about that. Happy to have him. Moving on, post-secondary opportunity, another guy getting a shot playing in this league, and see the exposure that it does provide for some of the Canadians.
That it certainly does, as Jahan gets hacked there on his shooting hand as he was going up for the 3-ball. He's going to go to the line as well. And we alluded to before, Sammy Jahan, the microwave of this team,
yeah, he's
as I keep saying.
Getting a lot of interest at the youth sports level. I know Concordia, my hometown of Montreal, Concordia University, the Stingers out there would love to see him playing for them next season at the youth sports level, and that's a really major program here in Canada.
They also have a local Mississauga kid playing for Concordia right now, Oge Nwoko.
Yep.
A guy who I had a chance to actually see come up with St. Joseph's, getting them their first ever Region of Peel Division I championship.
Nothing to sneeze
with
at.
that school. And also on top of that, went toe-to-toe. There's a shot by Jacoby Neath. 3-ball and 1. Impressive shot by Neath. But just to finish a thought, that same kid in Woko with St. Joseph's went up against Orangeville Prep at their early bird a few years ago against none other than Ignas Brzdikis, who's currently enjoying
he's dancing.
He's dancing. And just a 1-point game. Both guys went back and forth, 30-plus point performances. Just goes to show you the kind of talent that is still here in Canada playing at the youth sports level.
Yeah, no question about it.
As Neath can't convert the second one. 26-25 now. TBA still holding on to a lead, but have been outscored 5-1 in this first quarter. Excuse me, in this second quarter. There's Golizada. White bodies all over him. Gets it up, though. I'm sure he's going to want that one back.
Did a good job of getting around that double team, though.
Here's Antwi. Crossover. Kicks it out. Neath for 3. Hand right there. Great defense, though, and closeout by Golizada. And Jahan gets himself open. Oh, just can't convert, but he gets his own rebound, and then he's going to get the foul. And Jahan just sticks with it, doesn't he?
Absolutely. When you punch the clock and you make sure that you work all the way through the whistle and through the basket, good things happen for you. You see why right there.
Jahan, of course, 6 of 8 from the field yesterday, and an 18-point performance coming off the bench. 2 for 3 from behind the arc. Just extremely efficient player.
Yeah. Can't say enough about the kid. I mean, not the biggest kid out there on the floor, but you see the heart, you see the hustle, you know, the smarts, the savvy from the guard position, and you see why, you know, there's a lot of interest at the youth sports level to have him step onto campus next season.
And it's going to be out of bounds. Crestwood ball. That was tipped out by DeWall. Another guy who was a big part of that first quarter for TBA. This is going to be a fascinating one to see, like just what's going to make it out.
Jacoby Neath, 0 and White, is feeling a little bit like he has to take over.
Shot
That's
goes
what
up.
you want out of your all-star or star player.
And there was a heavy scrum for the ball there.
That's playoff basketball. I mean, that's that's the intensity that both teams should be playing with. Was a foul. Refs took a little while to call it, so the players decided maybe they should police themselves. Luckily, cooler heads prevailed. Nothing extra. I don't think they have to tighten it up or anything like that.
Yep.
That's it. It was a foul called. Play on.
Yep. And that's all it really is. As Tajon Graham comes into the game for TBA. Another big body presence in the paint. Here's the inbound. And Thomas gets it over to Neath. Thomas now, nice move behind the back there, and the floater gets the kind roll, Trayvon Thomas.
Yeah, and you like that out of him. The guy who's obviously could use a Happy Meal or two to get a little bigger. But he has great body control. And
Jahan gets by his defender. Mid-range jumper, no good. And coming down with the rebound there was Smith. Here comes Crestwood. Neath works off the screen from Smith. He's going to go up and in himself. Can't get the roll though. And Asan comes down with it. Here's Khan. Gets poked loose by Thomas though. And Thomas kicks it over. Neath in the basket, up and in, and he's going to get fouled going hard to the basket.
Aggressive take, and as we see Jacoby Neath go to the line, we see his future head coach, Danny Manning, walk into the building. Of course, the Wake Forest head man, former Kansas Jayhawk, a guy who great career in the NBA and is now coaching and I say teaching at the college level and trying to set guys up for the NBA. He's already has John Collins in the NBA, guy who's in his third, second year. He was an absolute stud down in Atlanta with the Hawks. Could Jacoby Neath be one of those guys that gets to the next level after this post-secondary opportunity?
Well, the conversation has been there, and given everything that we've seen,
yeah, everything's there.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why not. He keeps continuing to play the way that he plays. As we get back to action here, Diamond presses in, and there's going to be a 5-second violation.
Boy, that
Crestwood ball.
That was a quick 5. That was a quick 5. But hey, this is what Crestwood does. Foot on the gas pedal, they feel it, and you can feel the momentum starting to shift. This is where TBA either has to break that momentum with a bucket or take a timeout.
Here's Antwi, kicks it back over Neath. Guess who? Can't get it. And Smith coming down with it, up and in. Oh, nice finish there by Smith with the left hand.
Inside by Smith. He was able to use that pivot, finish with his left, as you mentioned.
Jahan gets it over. Kicks it up. Lacroix breaks the press. Going to do it himself, up and in. Gets his own rebound, though. Kicks it back out. Here's Ray. Kicks it over. Mpofo up and in. Can't get it to drop, though. And Crestwood has an opportunity to build their newfound lead. Fisher up, in, foul, and one.
Yeah, TBA needs a timeout here. They're flustered. They're paying at Crestwood's pace. Crestwood's pace is always going to be in 6th gear. That's when they're the best at what they do. They want to get this game to 100 points. They want to get that scoreboard showing triple digits. And right now, to this point anyway, it's been all TBA's pace. Kind of, they've been able to get out in the open floor when they wanted to, and now it feels like Crestwood's kind of forcing them into that mode.
Couldn't agree more. As Fisher at the line here, some substitutions coming back into the game as Amir Golizada and Sami Jahan get back in. I think the coaching staff had seen enough and knew they needed to get their prime guys back in, get the offense going again.
Yeah, settle it down.
They've only managed to score 3 points in this quarter. That was Yakubu getting it over to Jahan. Here's Mpofo, up, in, can't get it. But there's Duwal right there, just can't finish. These are the buckets TBA needs to make.
Lid on the rim right now for TBA. Hopefully it doesn't have their defense slip because they've been excellent so far at this point.
Oh, nice defense there by Duwal. Here's Jahan now on the fast break. Up, in. They're going to call it goaltending. Smart call by the referee, and they're going to count the basket. Just what TBA needed.
Yeah, they needed something to stop this run. As you mentioned, they now have only scored 5 points in this quarter. But the lead is only 3. It's not like they're running away from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a one-possession game right now. Smith back out to Antwi. Wide open 3. Throws it up. Short. Right there, though, is Pacheco. But I'm not mad at that foul at all. You got knocked out of position, but at the very least, you're not giving up an easy bucket. Yeah. And Pacheco Jr. is one of those guys, he's not the most consistent from the free throw line. So overall, you're better off taking that chance, especially if you're one of the role players.
Yeah, well, Pacheco Jr. hasn't, put his imprint on the game as yet. And here's a guy who's a walking double-double at this level. And this is the first free throw there, and he was intimidating yesterday. He was getting at whatever he wanted inside, and that was, one of the reasons why Crestwood's currently playing in this game. But so far, a quarter and a half into this one, he hasn't, 21 hasn't stepped up.
Fisher with another steal to Thomas, inside to Neath, up and under, gets it. Another quick bucket for Crestwood. They wanted to call a timeout, but it was too late. The player had already inbounded it. And another turnover here. Neath, they're like sharks in the water and they smell blood. Here's Golazada, though, comes up with it. Still holds on to it. Golazada going to try and do it himself. Up and in, can't get it, but Yakubu's there, and what a finish by Yakubu.
Well,
they'll take it.
Yeah, the effort's still there.
Antwi, fall-away jumper, nothing but net. Kobe Antwi.
He did a good job of maintaining his body control on that move and fading away from the defense, not crashing into them and drawing a charge on himself.
There's Ampofo. Gets it over to Yakubu. Yakubu guarded by Fisher. Jahan wide open, throws it up. No good. Rebound, Jacoby Neath. Here comes Crestwood. Neath breaking down his defender. Nice crossover there. Up and in, throws it down. Louis Pacheco Jr.
Well, how about this setup by Jacoby Neath? That's a full service buffet pass. Neath and Pacheco Jr. We said we got to get him going some way, somehow. A dunk like that might get him going.
Yakubu gets it in. DeWall now. Up, and nice bucket there by DeWall.
He was putting in work down there in the post. He fought for position, didn't give up, and then the shot was right there and over 2 defenders that time.
Yep. The best part about it, though, he didn't panic. You see it occasionally where post players, they think they've spent too much time down there and they feel they have to go to the basket right away. And, he did a great job of not panicking and using his footwork.
No doubt about it. Like what I'm seeing out of him so far today.
Yep. Joe Smith back into the game here for Jacoby Neath. So it'll be Thomas that'll be running the point guard duties moving forward for the next little bit. A lot of size on the floor right now for Crestwood Prep. Oh, what a steal by Jahan. Kicks it over. Here's Yakubu. Yakubu inside to Khan. Khan kicks it out. Jahan.
Oh, man. That's a tough
shoots the 3, but Khan steps out.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Anytime you get, fast break opportunities, you want to at least get a shot attempt, and they couldn't even get that because of the turnover.
I was thinking Yakubu could have just kicked it out right from the very beginning to Jahan instead of having to use all of that extra time. You got to reward your teammates for great plays.
Question.
And Yakubu, once again, out of bounds. And TBA, they're holding down Pat. They're doing a fantastic defensive job right now. As Crestwood's going to take a timeout, and we're going to take a quick timeout as well. Just don't go anywhere. This is the NPA National semifinal game between Crestwood Prep and Toronto Basketball Academy.
On the girls' side as well. This summer, North Pole Hoops held its first ever Ontario Girls Showcase, where 70 players were there to learn new skills and showcase their own talent.
I'm seeing girls that are giving up their all, energy level high, enthusiasm high, work ethic is high. Like, these girls want it bad. We have men's showcases left, right, and center. Every organization has a male showcase, but where's the quality on the women's side? This should have happened when I was in high school. 10 years ago, we needed something like this. It would have helped with exposure, it would have helped with opportunities.
Who wants to play the next level? Hands up. Okay, that's great. So that means ultimately, that means the WNBA, that means NCAA, that means national team, that means Canadian University and Canadian College. So our job is to make sure we provide you guys with the tools and the blueprint of how you guys are going to get to the next level.
The North Pole Hoops is recognizing that putting women on the map and putting girls on the map is needed. It was needed a few years ago, and we're getting into the swing of things. And we're going to get them on the map. And I'm here as a women's basketball coordinator to ensure that happens. On an individual basis, they need to showcase their skills and their abilities. It's not just always having the best team going south, traveling 10 hours, doing all this. We're right here in Canada. We have a huge talent pool. It's amazing.
And I'd like to welcome everyone back to the NPA Nationals semifinal action between Crestwood Prep and Toronto Basketball Academy. Carlin, it just seems to be a back and forth battle, back and forth, and just TBA just unfortunately not seeming to be able to convert on some of these great defensive stops they've been getting.
Well, everything was happening for them in the first quarter, but they weren't able to maintain that same level of poise here in the second, and it's starting to show.
Golazada breaks up the attempted alley-oop. Open look in the three in the corner. Yakubu too strong. Thomas with the rebound. He's off and running. Jahan on him. Thomas throws it out to Jacoby. Jacoby, they're going to call the foul.
It was late. Yeah. It was a late whistle, and he definitely got hacked.
Jacoby Neath going up to the line.
Well, if you're a Wake Forest Demon Deacon fan, you should be happy that number 0 in white is headed your way. Jacoby Neath, a phenomenal job, as we've mentioned throughout the tournament, of not only changing his game, but his body. He's going to be ready for that, contact at the next level. And, just a great kid, coachable. I think Coach Manning got a good one. A gem in Jacoby Neath.
Neath, 24 points yesterday in the 111-86 win over Oakville Prep. Also registered 4 steals, 9 rebounds. So get this, he was 1 rebound and 2 assists away from a triple-double yesterday.
Wow. The talent level jumps off the page. It's not a question of whether or not he could play at the high major. I think that question is starting to move, is whether or not this guy's going to be a pro.
Yep. Here's Jahan. To Golazada. Golazada, another guy who really could knock on that door if he continues to develop the way that he has. Oh, nice crossover there to lose the smaller defender. Up and in. Just can't get the roll. TBA. They just keep rolling out. Neath inside. Pacheco looks like he got hit a little bit there, but it's going to be out of bounds. TBA ball.
Nice idea by Neath, but a tough pass for Pacheco to try and bend down and catch that bounce pass. TBA, their shots are, as you mentioned, they're rimming out, but they're keeping up on the defensive end with that energy.
Here's Golazada with Antwi on him. Throws it up. Just a little bit to the left.
It's not a shot I love there, really early in the shot clock.
Yep. Here's Thomas. They just need to see the ball go in the hoop at this point. Here's Antwi. Nice ball movement there to get it inside to Pacheco, who's got position. He's going to go up, and TBA, though, stands pat. Fast break opportunity. Yakubu up and in with the layup. That's a big layup for TBA.
Pacheco's having a tough time inside with the length of TBA. They're not backing down from the presence of number 21 in white.
Oh, and Shirley into the game for TBA. Number 21 in the middle here, having the task of guarding Pacheco and doing it a great job of it so far, but nobody boxing out the smallest man on the floor, Thomas.
That's a problem with playing a zone.
Yeah.
You don't box out a man, you're boxing out a position, and no one came down to help the helper on that opportunity.
Here's Jahan. Works off the screen. Ooh, I think he missed Golazada cutting in the middle there. Khan loses it, gets it back to Jahan. 4 seconds on the shot clock, up and in. Khan, nice finish there though. Great job recovering.
The look away feed, the little spoon feed. He wasn't hurried. He knew there was only 3 ticks on the shot clock, and was able to find a better shot than when he would have had to take had the shot clock been running down.
And here's Jahan, just getting over in time. Works off the screen. Big rejection there, though, by Pacheco. Thomas at the other end, Euro step up, can't get it to fall, but Fisher there with the rebound and throws it in with 20 seconds remaining. Elijah Fisher.
That's a big boy basket from a 2023 prospect, youngest guy that's in this on the floor right now, and that was a man's bucket right there.
Here's Jahan, 6 seconds on the clock. He's gonna have to shoot it. Khan going up, it gets rejected, and that's gonna do it. Here at the half, Crestwood Prep leading 46-38 as we will be right back for the second half action here at the NPA Nationals semifinal. Do not go anywhere.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system designed for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Our pathway begins with 17 exposure camps across Canada for boys and girls ages 10 to 18. Starting with our foundation that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH National Rankings, where player profiles are created, acting as online resumes. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skills trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite level prospects within their region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to colleges and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and basketball. The Blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court. The NPH Showcase Circuit takes place between April to December in a player-focused environment, while the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier club programs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top basketball prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcasting, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping gain scholarship opportunities. Our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the Blueprint.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits, and each one is different. I think the value is the quality is undeniable in terms of the suit that you'll get, and the fabric and style selection is second to none.
I think when someone puts on a suit, they take on almost a different personality, and they feel comfortable in their skin and who they are, and they feel good. Doesn't matter where you're going, what event you're going to, but everyone feels good in a suit.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of going against the grain, so to speak. Bespoke, made to measure, custom was traditionally only in store. We were the first to bring it online, and as we went through that journey, we really felt that in order to connect with the consumer, we needed to give them true options, really provide a service and an engaging experience that customers would enjoy and remember.
Indochino is a custom-made experience, but with off-the-rack prices. You are in control. So you come on in, you choose what sort of material you're pursuing, choose what sort of print or patterns you really want to try out overall. From there, you pick out what kind of customizations you want to bestow upon these lovely garments, measure you up, and you get to express what you want, tighter, looser, longer, shoulder, so everything sits on you as you want. We do everything all in one for you.
We give a 100% made-to-measure product. So it's very sort of individual and very personalized. It's for them. It's their suit.
Seeing them in their final suit just kind of makes it worth it at the end of it, because you spent time with them, and you know, whether they wear suits every day or this is their first suit, it's exciting. Like, you help them build that and it's theirs.
It's really that ability to create a one-of-a-kind garment that allows us to be in front of many different demographics. I think one of the most interesting things that's happened these past few years is how many customers that are having that truly special event of getting married are choosing Indochino to not only suit up themselves, but suit up their groom's party.
We continually improve not only the profile for the guy, but we improve the quality of our next suit and the suits after with the data that we capture. Indochino sets itself apart, especially against ready-to-wear, because we can deliver you a custom-made suit within 3 weeks. We, on average, take 3.5 meters to make a suit, and we lay that out and we laser cut it with a vacuum. It's amazing to see, over 200 pieces come together to make a custom-made suit. Whether it be hundreds of linings, thousands of customizations, it's like personalizing a car. And I think we've opened a lot of guys' eyes to that experience, and that is why we have a lot of repeat customers.
The future of retail is really exciting. We're showrooming and building a retail market that's totally cohesive with our online presence and our online e-commerce business. We're making it really easy for customers to shop wherever and whenever they want, whether they're in one of the retail showrooms, being able to look, see, and touch the fabric, or shop online from the comfort of their couch on their tablet or their phone. It's completely up to them where they can experience Indochino.
We truly are inspiring a generation of men to dress differently. You're truly creating a one-of-a-kind garment that is yours, and it really landmarks who you are as a person and what your personal style is.
Golden Dough, it's a family restaurant. We're in Mississauga, been here for 25 years. It's a Middle East cuisine. We make it out of love. We make it fresh. It's very healthy for an athlete to come in to have a nice meal. Sitting around back home, like when you order a big plate or like a small plate, they like to share. A lot of family come together, they sit together. So this is what kind of makes it a family restaurant. Back in the day, my grandpa used to be a baker and he used to run a restaurant. So it's pretty much in my blood. Anybody that comes in will feel like into a family business. Come to Golden Dough in Mississauga, be part of the family.
My name is Grover. Sean. My name is Ian. I'm Taylor.
My name is Owen, and I am 9.5 years old.
So Owen was born with a rare genetic disorder called Escobar syndrome.
He's had 33 surgeries to date.
I love video games, my friends, my family, and again, video games.
It's his way of interacting with his friends when he can't physically otherwise do it.
What I like about the adaptive controller is now everyone can play. You can just say, all right, that's that button, that's that button, that's that button. Perfect.
One of the biggest fears early on is, how will Owen be viewed by the other kids? He's not different when he plays.
No matter how your body is or how fast you are, you can play. It's a really good thing to have in this world.
After transforming to meet the challenges of a digital world, never stop. After engineering 3D imaging technologies that help doctors quickly diagnose disease, never stop. And after advancing drug delivery technology expertise to help in the fight against cancer, never stop. And we'll never stop improving the future by building on our core innovations and over 80 years of experience. Never stop. Fujifilm. Value from innovation.
And I'd like to welcome everyone back. Second half action here in the NPA Nationals semifinal game. Winner of this moving on to the championship game. Crestwood Prep enjoying a 46-38 lead over Toronto Basketball Academy at this time. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Carlin Gay on color. And Carlin, some of your thoughts on what you saw there in that first half of action?
I mean, you saw in the first quarter, it really was a tale of two quarters, different style. First quarter, TBA was able to not only maintain their poise under the Crestwood pressure, but they were also able to convert on the offensive end. And then that well really ran dry for them in the second quarter. Weren't able to score as many points, and you start to see the frustration kind of build a little bit. And Crestwood, the pressure, the length, the depth that they have kind of starting to show through right now in this game. These 2 minutes to start the second half is going to be crucial in TBA's season. How do they punch back? They've been punched in the mouth in the second quarter. How do they respond here early in the second half?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, TBA was outscored 26-13, doubled up in that second quarter. That's why we have such a lead now. But Amir Golazada getting the scoring going here for TBA brings them within 5 here, just the first 30 seconds into this one.
Masters is going to have a better second half, and he's going to have to be the spark plug to really turn things around for TBA.
For sure. Jacoby Neath, leading scorer in this game right now with 14 points, along with 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Leading scorer for TBA at this time is Sami Jahan with 9 points. Once again, the microwave was cooking in that first half.
Yeah, no question about it.
Here we goes.
Keep an eye, Ryan, for the foul trouble between, Lacroix, who's a guy down low who's doing a good job of guarding Pacheco, and Khan as well. Those 2 guys that they're going to need down the stretch. I'm talking about TBA. They plan on playing in the final tomorrow.
Here's Neath on the fast break, gets it over. Joe Smith up and in, can't finish. And Khan gets it over to Masters. Here's Masters kicking it off in the corner, gets it back though. Drives up himself, goes right to the basket, can't finish, but Lacroix right there to clean it up. Oh, excuse me, that was DeWall that was able to get in there and clean it up.
He had a nice first half, didn't he? A lot of energy,
really did.
Both ends of the floor. And
he's been their X factor in this game.
Yes, he really has.
He's able to disrupt shots that a lot of these Crestwood bigs are used to getting automatically. And he's played a huge part in disrupting that and keeping this game close for TBA.
No doubt about it.
It's one of those guys where not everything shows up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, exactly.
His importance.
Exactly. And as you said, the X factor for this team to keep them in the game. And that's the 4th foul, by the way, on Khan.
And Smith knocks down the first from the free throw line. Smith is a 68% free throw shooter in only 3 games, though, for Crestwood Prep. Makes good on the second one as well.
Came over late this season, but a great addition. Anytime you can add some size and length to the athleticism you already have is huge.
Absolutely, he is the biggest guy on the floor at this moment. Masters up and in. Doesn't matter to him, though. Goes right at Smith for a fantastic finish in the paint.
You can see why his recruiting is starting to heat up from this last couple of days. Getting some interest at the at the mid-major level.
Thomas a little strong there. Here comes TBA again, kicks it out to Khan. Khan not able to get there in time, and he goes hard into the crowd.
Selling out there. That's the effort that you like, though. You know, if you're a coaching staff and see your player really selling out in a semifinal game to dive into the crowd for a loose ball, that's what you want the effort level to be at.
And those benches, don't get it twisted, they're very unforgiving. That's hard plastic they're going into. And Smith, nice save there to Antwi. Antwi fakes the pass, going to go up himself, gets fouled on the ground. And they're going to call the foul on Jahan.
It's a second foul, Jahan. Antwi's been quiet so far in this game. He had a nice game last night. Was really one of the spark plugs. Is able to knock down some long jumpers, but today so far we haven't called his name too often.
As Antwi no good on the first one. Makes good on the second. 49-45 now Crestwood leads. And if you're TBA, you still have to be relatively pleased. Really, at this point, it's just about keeping the game close, keeping them within striking distance for that fourth quarter. Gets it over to Khan, up and in. Nice finish there by Ehsan Khan.
That was a gorgeous finish. Quick, decisive, knifing his way right through, and it's only a 2-point game.
Here's Neath kicking it over to Thomas. Thomas, back over to Neath. Neath thinks about it.
Give it to him. Man, Pacheco had his man sealed.
For 3. Nothing but net. Kobe Antwi.
That's what he was doing yesterday. Is, getting the open looks. He was ready to fire, and he was knocking down big-time shots. If he starts going here, it could be trouble for TBA.
Masters kicks it out. Khan for 3. Knocks it down. Ehsan Khan, a huge bucket for him and for TBA.
Starting to cook a little bit now, and you can see the confidence starting to ooze out of number 5 in black, Mr. Khan. Go ahead.
Here's Neath. 2-3 zone in effect. Shot goes up. It rims out for Kobe Antwi, and it's going to go out of bounds Crestwood ball.
I mean, I don't know how that ball did not drop. It touched every part of the rim.
I haven't seen one of those in a very long time.
But Antwi now, as we know that that's his spot. You know that he's going to trigger from there. TBA has to play up on him a little bit.
There's a nice dribble move here. Antwi falling away from the basket, can't get the finish. Underneath is Smith. Goes up, gets the foul, and 1.
Big boy bucket inside for Joe Smith. Taking the contact, getting the offensive board, and now trying to complete that old-fashioned 3-point play.
And Smith at the line here. Joe Smith, 11 points yesterday, 8 rebounds. Got himself an assist, had 2 steals. Shot 4 of 10 from the line in that impressive victory over Oakville Prep.
Time victory where they were able to score over triple digits. It doesn't look like the pace of this game doesn't look like they'll get there. That's very rare for a Crestwood squad.
Yeah, I think that's a testament to TBA really slowing this game down as Khan up and in to the basket, doesn't get it. Going to go up himself, and Lacroix goes up.
Some contact there. No call.
Neath up, in. They're going to call the foul, and 1.
That's the difference between Jacoby Neath with this body versus his former body. Taking the hit, finishing with contact. and putting himself in a position to convert at the free throw line. Can't say enough about this kid's work ethic and putting himself in a position to not only get some high major interest,
Here's
get an
Masters
offer,
bringing it up.
and locking something in.
Yep. Goes up, under. Still stays with it, though. Kahn, no good on the three that time around. Thomas comes down with it. Doesn't see Fisher leaking out. And they're going to call a technical foul on the bench of TBA here.
And the FIBA rules, you can't have more than one person standing up, more than one coach standing up off the bench, and that's what we had there. Was multiple coaches complaining about non-calls or calls that they thought they should have gotten, and it was an easy decision for the referee to make it a technical foul.
And Antwi makes good on the first one.
It's a very interesting time now at this point now for TBA. It's an 8-point game. There's plenty of time still left in the game, but you don't want it to slip away. It's starting to feel like Crestwood is getting their wraps around this game.
And referee's calling a stoppage here.
Referee's just trying to check the clock here.
Just getting a moment here to figure out what the proper time was.
What happened there, the shot clock resetted accidentally, so they want to make sure that they get it right and don't give Crestwood extra time on that shot clock. So we're going to have the shot clock down to 17 seconds rather than the full reset at 30.
And Yakubu coming into the game here for Toronto Basketball Academy. He's taking out Isan Khan. Thomas. For three. No good. Rebound Jahan, off and running. Loses a handle on it, gets it over to Golizada, but Thomas is right there with the steal. But it's going to be TBA ball. Notice that a couple of times, Carlin. Guys getting out on the fast break and their feet are kind of ahead of the ball, and as a result, they're not really controlling the pace and tempo as well as they could be.
No question about it, thinking before they actually are able to secure the ball.
Yep, as Golizada gets fouled and going to go to the line now.
And I really like Golizada as just, a Chicago State commit. He's on his way there and getting an opportunity to play after high school.
Golizada had 27 points yesterday and 11 rebounds. Shot 4 of 11 from behind the arc. You know, he fills up the cup. He's not afraid to let it go.
Most people think that he might just be a shooter, but as you saw there, he can put it on the deck a little bit and take it to the tin. His playmaking is getting better as he gets more comfortable in that role. He can do a lot.
And he really did make a point to break down his defenders whenever they were trying to take away his shot from him. He's shown now with that lateral quickness how much he's worked on his game. As Neath is going to go up to the line and get fouled again.
Neath is really putting the pressure on the referees to make those calls. He's not settling for anything on the outside. He's going in and he's finding bodies and trying to finish over the top of them or with the contact.
And it's all about body positioning, and that's the key of it all right now, is that Neath is doing a great job of penetrating deep into the zone and managing himself once he gets into that position, going straight up, and just as you've spoken about how much bigger he's gotten, how much stronger he's gotten. He's now capable of going straight up and getting those calls and getting that contact. Golizada is going to get fouled at the other end.
Boy, oh boy, he got it there in a hurry, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And Golizada now going back to the line, and this last couple of minutes has really just been a back and forth to the free throw lines.
Well, this is the pace that TBA wants it at. They want it to be slower. They want it to be methodical. They want less possessions. Crestwood obviously wants to speed the tempo up. They want to score points. They want dunks. They want fast break opportunities. So far, TBA there hasn't been too many highlight reel dunks. Jacoby Neath had a flush in the first quarter, and that's really been it. Everything's been earned for Crestwood defensively, and this is a team, by the way, one of the best defensive teams in this league. 6 of the top 10 steals leaders from Crestwood Academy.
Antwi for 3. You could tell that was right on the money. As soon as he let it go, big shot there for Crestwood.
Starting to get going now. That's 2 threes in this quarter alone. That's dangerous for TBA. It's good defense here. Really good defense here.
Jahan tries to do it himself.
That is a great defensive possession. Trayvon Thomas, lockdown defense, put him in the penitentiary and threw away the key.
Thomas, you have to imagine if you're Jahan in that situation, at some point you've got to give up the rock. You got to get the offense going. Get it to one of your scorers. That was a rare moment, a rare lapse of judgment there from Jahan, a guy who we've known to have such a high IQ for the game.
Yeah.
Seems like the ego kind of got a little bit the better of him there as he lost that ball and tried to get it back and see if he could cross up Thomas.
Yeah,
That's really all it looked like.
He got strapped up that possession, and Crestwood's now getting TBA a little bit out of their game, as you mentioned.
Thomas for 3. He's feeling himself. Just rims out. Fisher with the rebound, though. Gets it over. Thomas goes up. And now Lacroix comes down with it. Here comes Masters.
I thought he got hit, Ryan.
Masters up and big rejection, but it goes in. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that ever.
He
I was going to say
blocked
you don't
it
see
into
it
the
too
hoop.
often. You don't see that ever. That's, man, the English he put on that one to get that to go home. That's crazy.
They're going to count the basket. 61-55 now for Crestwood. 3:50 to go here in the third as Thomas brings it up to Antwi. Antwi gets it in to Neath. Neath off a spin move with Lacroix all over him. Gets fouled again. And once again, Jacoby Neath is going to go to the line.
Yeah, like I said, putting the pressure on the referees to make that call.
He's done an amazing job penetrating, though.
Yes. Now cramping up. Obviously, you play 3 games in 3 days and 3 tough games. That's always a worry. But there's plenty of time between games, and that's a credit to folks here at the NPA to make sure that teams aren't playing within 24 hours.
Here's Neath. And that's a factor that you don't really get a chance to talk about too much. You're playing one game after another right away. It is a marathon.
Question.
Here's Masters. Shot goes up. No good. Neath coming down with the rebound. No doubt coming close to another possible triple-double. Here's Yakubu on the other end, up and in. Can't get it to drop. Here's Thomas with the rebound. Guarded by Ray.
Got away with a 10-second violation there.
Here's Antwi. Thomas, floater, no good. Under the basket to Fisher. Fisher blocked by Yakubu. Fisher again gets the bucket. Too much time and space. Here's Masters, flies right through the defenders and gets the layup. We'll see if they can get a stop now.
That's nice for Masters. It really is. Important possession here to get a stop. You hear the bench in the background chanting defense, say, no, this is an important stop here for them.
Thomas, nice find underneath to Fisher. Fisher rejected, and there's going to be a blocking foul on Thomas. And TBA starting to get themselves back into position and rejecting those easy buckets.
Yeah, getting themselves back into the game now as well. And Crestwood now kind of allowing too many dribble penetration drives to the basket, too many easy baskets, giving TBA that confidence that they could score on Crestwood's D. And you don't see the full court pressure anymore. And head coach Roy Russell's kind of let his foot off the gas pedal, so to speak, in that aspect. And it's going to be up to Crestwood's defense to lock down in the half court.
Yeah, who's the last foul on?
The referee's trying to figure out what the foul count is at this time. And it is 5-4 because it was 5-3 earlier. Then the blocking foul just happened.
Yep.
So it should be 5-4. As Masters now brings it up for TBA. Masters rolls in. Can't get it high off the glass, and Lacroix comes down. And there's going to be a foul on. Fouls on Pacheco under the basket.
Masters definitely got fouled on that drive. But when you're a young kid, you're the lead, one of the leaders of this team. You're trying to battle back from down 8. You just have to respond better to that. You know, allow your coach to stand up for you with the referees. You just play basketball. I think he could do a better job there. And he's got another quarter and 2 minutes on top of that to show that he has that in him.
Lacroix no good on the first free throw. Makes it on the second. Thomas bringing it up now. Antwi going up, gets it over to Pacheco. Pacheco finish under the rim. Brings the lead back up to 9 with 1:57 to go here in the third. Masters loses the handle on it. And Laddie tries to go up himself. Laddie after the steal. Good way to make an impact, but just can't finish at the other end. Here's Golizada now. Pump fake, up, over. Gets the roll and the basket. Amir Golizada.
Well, there was contact down low. It was either a charge or a block. Something had to have been called there, and in my opinion, it was a charge. Refs let it go.
Here's Thomas. Thomas loses a handle on it, though, and Khan picks it up. Here comes Khan. Tries to go on a spin move, loses his handle, but Jahan right behind him. Or excuse me, that's Ray. Gets it over to Masters. Eight seconds on the shot clock now for Masters. Kicks it over, Golizada. Pump fake, now shoots it. No good, just a little short, but Khan gets it in. Loses it, out of bounds. Crestwood ball.
Didn't like that shot from Golizada. I know the shot clock was winding down, but I feel there could have been something better there than what they just got.
Yeah, he definitely looked like he felt the pressure on that one. Felt like he had to shoot it. Thomas now bringing it up. 48 seconds to go in the third. Crestwood leading by 3 possessions, 67-60. Gets it over in the inside. Fisher can't get a handle on it. Ray comes up with it, gets it over to Golizada. Golizada looks like he got hit pretty hard in the open court there. And we're in the bonus, so Golizada is going to go to the line for free throws.
Ryan, this has been a sloppy third quarter, if I can be quite honest with you. A lot of fouls, a lot of whistles, a lot of turnovers on both sides. It's a 7-point game, an opportunity to go to the championship game tomorrow night. The important thing for both teams is to go back to their huddle in about 35 seconds and really regroup to come out in the fourth quarter and try and secure that ticket to the final game.
Absolutely. Substitution, Sami Jahan back in, as is number 15, Shakir Yakubu. They're taking out Golizada and Masters as they're going to get a quick breather. I can imagine we're not going to see them get another trip to the bench anytime soon after this. Going into the fourth. Here's Thomas to Neath. Neath gets it over on the inside, loses a handle, but Joe Smith comes up with it and give him the bucket.
Good pass again from Jacoby Neath. Really smart play there to get into the teeth of the D.
Yakubu. Khan for 3. No good. Lacroix comes with it. Ray comes down with it. And they try to save it, but it's once again out of bounds. The ball just keeps bouncing off of some feet or some hands, but the effort is there nonetheless.
Important possession here for TBA. Make sure there's no basket scored, and especially not a 3. You don't want to go down into the end of the quarter down 10.
Here's Neath. Kicks it over. Thomas for 3. Nothing but net. And that's going to do it for this third quarter. Exactly the thing you didn't want to see happen, Carlin. The one thing that TBA couldn't give up, and they did.
Yeah, they absolutely gave up that 3. Now it's tough. The score looks, worse than it actually should be. It's a 10-point game, but season's on the line. It's go time.
That's right. That's right. With that, we're going to be taking a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. We got fourth quarter action. But, of course, one more thing just to remind everybody, this quarter of basketball is brought to you by Indochino, the official suit maker of the National Preparatory Association. Indochino, custom-made suits made to measure. We'll be right back.
Rep by rep, you push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
Parents, we will echo every single thing you're telling your child about the discipline, about the lifestyle that they have to live, and about the focus that they have to have if they want to be successful in life. To be elite, you have to be a well-rounded student athlete and a well-rounded player. When it comes to the off-court element, we focus on 3 main things: grades, nutrition, and social media. So those are 3 very important things that will go into the life of a student athlete at the next level and of a pro. And
we'd like to welcome everybody back. This is the NPA semifinal matchup, first of 2 happening today here at Sheridan College in Brampton, Ontario. We've got Crestwood Prep out of North York taking on Toronto Basketball Academy out of course, Toronto, Ontario. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Carlin Gay on color. And Carlin, a real drag it out, kind of slugfest going on there in that third quarter, much to the style of TBA.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, much to the style of what TBA likes to do, but one thing that they were just not able to do consistently enough was finish at the rim.
Yeah, they weren't able to finish at the rim, and they dug themselves a 10-point hole. It's important for them to start the quarter strong, be on the plus side while we hit halfway, and put themselves in a position to try and close this game with a win and complete the upset.
As Marcus Masters bringing the ball up now for TBA. Here's Khan. Hassan Khan. The ball getting moved around the perimeter here for TBA. Masters now penetrating in. He's going to get hacked as he's going in by Smith, and
there's a lot of off-the-ball holding. I want everybody to pay attention about that at home, because we're seeing some individual battles now, things being so tight and so tense. So take it to the finals tomorrow.
Here's Masters, works off the screen, dribbles out of the corner, gets it over to Khan. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Golizada, oh, great job there by Pacheco, but gets the space anyway. Can't get it to fall is Golizada, and there's going to be a foul on Golizada, clearly knocking over Neath. And I just want to say very quickly, Carlin, how about that, reading the scouting report on Golizada? You know he wants to pump fake and go right. Pacheco didn't bite, and he kept him out.
He did a good job, I guess 99.9% of the way, and just he wanted that block so bad at the end of it and gave Pacheco that shot. But good job of staying on his feet throughout. There was a lot of head fakes and pump fakes, and he did a decent job of staying down.
For sure, and I think that's a testament as well to Golizada. He does have multiple ways of trying to score on you. I'm a big fan of those pull-up and pump fakes.
Yeah.
Here's Smith, rejected by Shirley. Thomas up and in, too easy to get to the basket. Here's Masters. Masters, nice behind the back move there though, kicks it out to Wall for 3. No good.
Oh boy.
Khan with the rebound though. Golizada wide open. Misses, but Khan again. Another rebound, back to Golizada. Will it work this time? Yes, it will with the left hand, Amir Golizada.
Really like that finish, floating in the air, using the offhand. That was pretty, and you could see why Chicago State was all over him. They have a good one coming to them next year.
That they do. As Thomas bringing it up now from deep. No good. And Golizada nearly took the ball right out of Khan's hands. Golizada is going to do it himself now, but Thomas nearly steals it from him, and he rolls out of bounds.
I like the aggressiveness. All right, I do like the aggressiveness, but you can't forget about your teammates. That was a little too much one-on-one stuff there by Golizada. If he gave it up, he probably would have got it back and been able to put himself in a position to score.
It's well said. As Golizada coming out now.
He's not going to sit for long. He's definitely not going to sit for long.
No, for sure, for sure.
8 minutes left potentially in their season.
Jahan back into the game here for Crestwood. Now you got two stingy ball handlers in the backcourt for TBA. Khan, nice rejection there. Khan with it though, gets it over to Masters. Masters blows by, up and in, and a huge rejection by Neath. But Thomas is going to be called for the foul.
Neath looks like he's a little bit hurt.
He might have hurt his hand on that one.
Yeah, he swatted that thing.
Yeah.
His head was at the rim.
Or no, he got, I think he got hit in a very special area.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. You just got to walk it off, kid. Just walk it off.
He's definitely going to need to walk that off. You see the athleticism on that play, getting high up. His head was at the rim. It looked like his head was going to smash into the rim if he got that high.
Here's Masters at the line. What a year he's had, 19.8 points per game.
Yeah.
You know,
we talked about it at the beginning of the game. His recruitment is heating up. A lot of mid-majors calling about him.
Yep.
2019 prospect.
5.1 assists per game.
Good playmaker. Really the leader of this team. He has 7 minutes now to keep the season alive.
Here's Neath. Thomas. Thomas, pull-up jumper. Nice shot there, but just a little too strong. Fisher tries to come down with it. Gets bodied at the bottom there. Here's Masters going to go up again himself. Can't get the roll, but Masters trying to save it. And right into the hand of Elijah Fisher. And Fisher throws it down.
We showed the highlight pack earlier of Elijah Fisher. Go ahead, clip that one up and add it to that highlight pack because that was nasty.
That was indeed. Ball gifted to him. Khan misses the three. Khan almost seems like just a matter of time for those shots are going to start falling for him. Just has to make the adjustment. As Golizada looks like he's going to come back in.
And this is really the game where, right here, I mean, down 10. And under 7 minutes to go. Season on the line. As you said, they've been there before. They've gotten across the mountain against this team. They know how to get it done. Now it's time to, you know, when the game's on the line like this, now it's time to go. You know, no more mistakes. Guys like Golizada has to step up. Masters has to step up. He's got to start making big shots.
Here's the kick out. Golizada gets it. Gets by his man too. Tries to go up. Can't finish. Neath coming down with the rebound.
That drive by Golizada, I don't know if it came through on the broadcast, but he looked to draw the contact rather than finish. And
you can't do that.
Yeah,
you have to go for the bucket every time. Neath.
That's
or the bucket.
Yeah, that's what Neath does. He does, right? Yep. That was a gorgeous drive by him, getting inside and again seeking the contact, but he's more concerned about finishing. He's upset at himself that he didn't finish that one to create a potential three-point play.
It's true. And sorry to interrupt there, but I'm saying when you're able to go straight for the bucket, the fouls come. The fouls come by themselves.
Living down in North Carolina, I'll see a lot of Wake Forest basketball, so I'm kind of excited that Neath is on his way there. ACC basketball, I should say. I mean, the best conference in my opinion in college basketball, and they're going to get another Canadian. We've had one this year, had a couple this year, you know, down at Florida State, 6th man of the year. You had RJ Barrett at Duke. O'Shea Brissett, Syracuse.
I'm a big fan of Brissett.
Yep.
He's a guy that I think is kind of flying under the radar at this point with all the other big names happening, but he'll be someone to watch in the next couple of years, no matter where he winds up, whether he decides to go back for one more year at Syracuse or decides to declare for the draft. He'll be a guy to watch.
Yeah, definitely be interesting. There's Canadians galore at the ACC. They're going to have to change the name to All Canadian Conference soon enough.
Neath, left hand, finish. And the lead is starting to widen for Crestwood. Now up 14 with 5:55 to go. Shot goes up. Masters, that's a much needed bucket.
Yeah,
but it's getting to that point, Carlin, where you can imagine that TBA is going to almost need to play perfect basketball now to be able to claw their way back into this and maybe steal this one at this point.
Yeah, they need stops.
Oh, nice find there to Fisher. One more to Pacheco, who goes up and can't get it, but gets his own rebound. A little stat stuffer there, gets the rebound and 2 points.
It's been a quiet game for Pacheco. That might get him going here to try and close this one out and send his team to the finals.
Masters with Thomas all over him. Golizada, he's going to let it fly over Fisher. Knocks it down. Amir Golizada, a huge bucket there for TBA.
It really was huge. Get that lead back down to single digits with 5 minutes to go in one of these two teams' season.
There's Thomas with Masters on him. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Thomas flies in underneath to Fisher. Fisher can't convert. Big rebound there by Duwal. Here's Masters. Gonna break down his defender now. Oh, bad pass there to Neath. And Neath is gonna throw it down, and Neath looks like he hurt himself again.
Yeah, it's cramps.
Yeah, he cramped up with the calf. You could see it. And with that, we're going to also take a quick timeout here. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a conclusion of this semifinal matchup between TBA and Crestwood Prep.
We will echo every single thing you're telling your child about the discipline, about the lifestyle that they have to live, and about the focus that they have to have if they want to be successful in life. To be elite, you have to be a well-rounded student athlete and a well-rounded player. When it comes to the off-court element, we focus on three main things: grades, nutrition, and social media. So those are three very important things that will go into the life of a student athlete at the next level and of a pro, and they're things that you need to be aware on how to manage and on how to navigate and understand from a young age.
If you're a parent and you don't know too much about the NPA Showcase, you definitely want to sign your kid up, especially if your kid has dreams to play at a high level. They're going to learn a whole lot about building their character. This is not just about basketball. If you're trying to develop a young man or a young woman who's successful in the classroom, who's successful in terms of their marketing themselves.
And we'd like to welcome everyone back here, NPA semifinals, and a quick look at one of our power performers, Carlin. Jacoby Neath, what can be said about this young man that you haven't already said?
I pretty much spent the entire game telling you how great I think he is and how talented he is. You see some of the highlights there, getting up, throwing it down, facing the defense, a little showtime. We haven't seen much of that, those highlight reel plays today from Crestwood. It's been a different, showing of Jacoby Neath. It's been more of the half-court stuff, and that's what made Coach Manning eventually offer him and, invite him to play at Wake Forest, which Neath obviously accepted. And as I said, living down in North Carolina, I'm excited to watch more Jacoby Neath at the next level. I think the young man's phenomenal. We talked about his transformation of his body. He put himself in a perfect position to be productive at the next level and possibly, 4 minutes away from competing for a national championship before he leaves Canada.
Here's Masters getting back to the action here, guarded by Elijah Fisher. Also, substitution into this game right now for Crestwood Prep, number 40, Ashraf Chadua into the game here for Crestwood, as Fisher coming down the other way goes up and in and finishes. Elijah Fisher.
And we created contact. His own teammate created contact. It didn't matter. Fisher still found a way to finish it. Chadua in 40 is his first time stepping on the floor in this game, and size, length, really a defensive stopper, and he had a nice game yesterday.
And Thomas comes up with another steal. What a defensive juggernaut he's been today.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Crestwood.
Absolutely. He's done a good job on the perimeter that time, going down low and getting his sticky fingers on the ball that time. And
I like that. That's a perfect way of describing it.
You know, 13-point lead feels like it's more because of the time and situation.
Here's Thomas bringing it up. He's going to try and eat off as much clock as he can here. Drives by the first defender. Mid-range floater, no good. Gets his own rebound.
How about that?
Can't finish it though. And DeWall finally comes down with it for TBA, and they got to get going. Nice find to Golizada. Golizada, nice layup there by the big man.
Great look by Marcus Masters. You see why his recruitment is heating up. You see why mid-major schools are inquiring about him and want to give him an opportunity to play at the next level. Passes like that.
There's going to be an offensive foul on Antwi.
2 possessions by Marcus Masters. The great look ahead, and then on the other end, defensively being a pest and drawing the offensive foul.
That's Antwi's 5th, and he's going to foul out now as Louis Pacheco Jr. comes back into the game following that call. And it's going to be TBA ball.
Wow.
And TBA knows they're going to have to speed up their offense a little bit here. They only have so many possessions left, and they find themselves down 11. Masters finishes it. There's the gamer in him coming out.
That's 3 straight possessions now. It's been the Marcus Masters show. And he's come alive at the right time for TBA. Try to give him a chance to keep their season alive.
And Crestwood wisely, Thomas wisely bringing the ball up slowly, just as he had in the previous possession. And there's the big man, Joe Smith, getting it done under the basket.
Size, length. This is why Crestwood is the number 2 team, in the country.
Masters for 3, no good, rebound. And that might just do it. Pacheco, 2:18 remaining, 11-point game. Anything can happen, but as we alluded to earlier, Carlin, they were going to have to play almost perfect basketball down the stretch here if they were going to give themselves a shot. Out of bounds now, 2:02 remaining in this one.
Stays on this end, I believe.
He tipped it forward, bro.
And it's going to be...
It's going to be Crestwood basketball.
Yeah, they're going to call it Crestwood ball. Much to the dismay of the coaching staff here. And with that, we're going to do another quick timeout here. 2:02 remaining in this semifinal game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Parents, we will echo every single thing you're telling your child about the discipline, about the lifestyle that they have to live, and about the focus that they have to have if they want to be successful in life. To be elite, you have to be a well-rounded student athlete and a well-rounded player. When it comes to the off-court element, we focus on 3 main things: grades, nutrition, and social media. So those are 3 very important things that will go into the life of a student athlete at the next level and of a pro, and they're things that you need to be aware on how to manage and on how to navigate and understand from a young age.
If you're a parent and you don't know too much about the NPA showcase, you definitely want to sign your kid up, especially if your kid has dreams to play at a high level. They're going to learn a whole lot about building their character. This is not just about basketball. If you're trying to develop a young man or a young woman who's successful in the classroom, who's successful in terms of their marketing themselves, social media, whatever it may be, deeper than basketball, you're looking to grow.
And I'd like to welcome everyone back here to the NPA Nationals, the semifinal game, the first of 2 today happening. Crestwood Prep leading 88-77 with 2:02 to go here in this game. Winner of this is heading on to the finals for a chance to face either the winner of CTA or Edge, happening right after this game, slated for a slightly delayed start.
Yep.
Originally scheduled for 7 p.m. I'm sure it's probably going to get going more likely around 7:15 Eastern time. So don't go anywhere. You'll be able to find out who's going to be facing the winner of this matchup right after this. Elijah Fisher missing the first free throw.
We said a lot of praise about this young man at the free throw line. Of course, 2023 prospect. He has plenty of time here at this level. His shooting could get better. He's not a bad shooter. The form is there and everything. It's just the consistency, being able to knock it down, which a lot of young players go through.
Here's Masters for 3. Rims out. So Yakubu comes down with the rebound, kicks it out now. Golazada is going to let it fly from 3, and he can't get it to drop either, and it's going to go out of bounds. 89-77 with 1:43 to go here.
Very slim chance now for TBA to try and get back into this game. They're going to use the press, which we haven't seen all game from them. It's a man-to-man press, so let's see what type of pressure they can do.
Caillou Lacroix back into the game for TBA. Thomas gets the ball stripped from him. Lacroix comes up with it. Here's Masters. Masters going to take a shot himself. Can't get it to fall. But a kick out again. Jahan for 3 now. He's going to try, and he misses as well. And TBA's not even trying to hide what they're trying to do here. They want those 3-point shots to drop to try and give themselves one last gasp, one last chance to get it to the finals here in the NPA Nationals.
So there's still some time, and the other thing about this is, you know, Crestwood has to start knocking down some free throws to really finish things off here.
Yeah, at this point,
we're in the
Crestwood,
bonus.
they're not going to try and they're not going to go out of their way to foul. As we take a look at our another NPA power performer, Marcus Masters. Carlin, you've had some kind words about this young man as well. Tell us a little bit more about him.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a playmaker. You could see the heart in the last couple of minutes here. But now let's take a look at the highlights. I mean, getting to the rim, being able to finish at his size, oversize, is impressive. You know, impressive enough for the last couple of days to get his team here in the semifinal, and his recruitment has picked up. You know, a lot of mid-majors coaches are calling, and it's a guy who's class 2019. He's going to be playing at the post-secondary level next season, no question in my mind. Yeah, I think the choice is his at this point. There's going to be people wanting to secure the services of Mr. Masters.
Absolutely, Marcus Masters, running back, physicality, body type, showing off right there, right on cue with a quick basket. Nearly tips it out, and he's clapping it up, trying to get himself up. And they're going to want to put 1:16 back onto the clock.
And 14 on the shot clock as well.
14 on the shot clock.
And 14, it's been set. And once again, TBA ball here, as Masters was able to get a deflection. And Golazada now is going to fire it from 3 and gets the kind shooter's roll.
Hey, relax, okay? There's 3 of us on the court. Relax. Relax.
TBA bench getting upset about the clock still running after that basket, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the game.
I completely
the clock
understand.
stops at every basket, but before that, it's a running clock. Crestwood will call a timeout.
And we're going to have another timeout, Crestwood, and we're going to take a quick timeout as well, and we'll be right back.
We will echo every single thing you're telling your child about the discipline, about the lifestyle that they have to live, and about the focus that they have to have.
Our goal for the showcase circuit is to turn every stone. If you're a prospect and you deserve the recognition, we're going to make sure you get it. As soon as you arrive at an NPA showcase, you're going to feel the energy from the coaching staff. Right after introductions, we're jumping right into it. There's going to be some elite level competition that's going to help us filter through the talent. And then there's going to be skill acquisition, which in itself is a process. Identify talent as well as capture footage on all the top prospects. Over the course of 2 days, prospects are evaluated. We come to a consensus based off of everyone's feedback from the coaching staff. And then we select the top prospects in the camp to compete in what's called NPA Showcase Top Prospect Game. Game speaks.
On court, we do skill set evaluations, so we evaluate where you're at by position, and then we place you in groups with other players of the similar level where you guys can play and compete in more game-like situations and game-like drills. There's lots of games, a lot of feedback, a lot of immediate feedback.
And welcome back, NPA National semifinal action here. Just over a minute remaining in this one. Crestwood Prep with a 9-point lead over TBA. TBA were down by as much as 14 just a couple of seconds ago on the game clock, but a timely 3-ball by Amir Golazada, a deflection by Marcus Masters, and a quick layup has them now within 3 possessions, so not an insurmountable lead at this point, Carlin.
Yeah, it's important to know that Jacoby Neath doesn't look like he's going to be coming back into the game after suffering from cramps. So it's going to have to be Crestwood closing the show without their best player and Wake Forest commit.
And will that be the opening and opportunity for Marcus Masters and the rest of this TBA squad to be able?
And how's this for intimidation? You know, the defending national champ, two-time national champs, just walked into the building getting set for their game, which is coming up next. Their chance to try and defend their crown tomorrow night in the championship game.
And you can see at the other end is Edge getting themselves prepped and ready.
Thinking upset all the way. You know, it's a 1-4 matchup, but let's be clear, Edge is a strong team that, you know, has come from outside of Ontario and looking to ruffle some feathers here in the heartbed of basketball here in Canada.
Edge, of course, had a very entertaining back-and-forth matchup against CTA just recently at the Western session that they hosted. Just came up short, couple possessions. But so CTA kind of, they know what they're about. They've faced them a couple of times now, so
yeah, they definitely won't be taking them lightly this time. Edge is going to have to go out and beat them.
Absolutely. The free throw is made by Kobe Antwi, or excuse me, made by number 35, William Charles. And another big bucket there for TBA.
Clock again being the issue. Every time there's a bucket.
And now bringing, coming into the game for Crestwood is Kashawn Laddie, number 30. Also back into the game is Isan Khan, number 5 for TBA. He takes out Yakubu. 59 seconds to go here. 8-point lead for Crestwood. Opting not to foul. And now they foul Fisher.
As we said, this is where he's going to have to be consistently good going forward because he's so athletic that he's going to live at the line, you know, for a very long time in his basketball career. If he can get upwards to, you know, mid-80s, 90% from the line, teams won't be so happy to foul him. And then
makes good that time.
Yeah, I mean, the release is there, everything's there, the mechanics are there, so it's not a bad shot. It just has to be consistent.
And he's a gamer. When the game's getting tight, when there's a lot of expectations on him, that's when he seems to kind of zone in and focus. Something to be expected from a kid of his ability at that level at this point in time. And another timeout, and we're going to take another timeout too, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Basketball gyms in Canada are packed with talent, and that includes every age group on the girls' side as well. This summer, North Pole Hoops held its first ever Ontario Girls Showcase, where 70 players were there to learn new skills and showcase their own talent.
I'm seeing girls that are giving it their all, energy level high, enthusiasm high, work ethic is high. Like, these girls want it bad. We have men's showcases left, right, and center. Every organization has a male showcase, but where's the quality on the women's side? This should have happened when I was in high school. 10 years ago, we needed something like this. It would have helped with exposure, it would have helped with opportunities.
Basketball gyms.
It's not even something I can imagine.
Who wants to play the next level? Hands up. Okay, that's great. So that means ultimately that means the WNBA, that means NCAA, that means the national team, that means Canadian University and Canadian College. So our job is to make sure we provide you guys with the tools and the blueprint of how you guys are going to get to the next level.
The North Pole Hoops is recognizing that putting women on the map and putting girls on the map is needed. It was needed a few years ago, and we're getting into the swing of things. And we're going to get them on the map. And I'm here as a women's basketball coordinator to ensure that happens on an individual basis. They need to showcase their skills and their abilities.
And I'd like to welcome everyone back. NPA National semifinal action here, just out of the most likely final timeout. Well, each team has one timeout remaining, so we may still yet to see a few more breaks. But with that being said, 52.3 seconds remaining. Crestwood Prep looking to try and ice it here against TBA. We'll see if TBA can cut into this lead a little bit more. Fisher on him, Golazada up, and big rejection by Joe Smith.
What a block by Joe Smith coming over and negating that shot attempt. Great weak side help.
I'll be honest, I think Golazada should have went for the dunk. I think he goes for the dunk there. Smith doesn't have enough time to come up and get that ball.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely.
And nobody's expecting it from him. Golazada is not a guy that's known to put people on posters, but he does get up high enough.
Yeah.
That might be one of those situations where he may just have to realize that in these moments you got to go into the bag. You got to pull something out that they haven't seen before.
Absolutely, on his offhand as well. That's something that he'll, I'm sure, look at tape of and be better the next time out in that same situation.
Nice crossover by Masters, who goes up. A nice finish over Smith. Now pass in, a bad pass though. Khan comes up with it. Golizada for three, short, can't make it. And Pacheco Jr. comes down with it to Smith, and the big man throws it down. And with 28 seconds, TBA is going to just try and keep shooting. Golizada kicks it over. Jahan wide open. Nice find there. Just rims out again. And this time around, Khan cannot come up with it.
Well, Crestwood will finally punch their ticket to the championship game tomorrow night against the winner of our next game, which is coming up in a little bit between Edge and CTA.
And TBA going to take their final timeout, and we're going to take possibly our final timeout as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the conclusion of this game. I'd like to welcome everyone back here to the conclusion of this semifinal matchup. It's going to be a TBA possession.
Took a little too long to start moving, and it almost...
Shot goes up by Golizada. And Pacheco comes down with it. And they're going to call a foul. 14.3 seconds remaining.
Well, it's been a great 2 days now for Crestwood. You know, they're going to probably get over 100 points, even though it didn't look that way at halftime. It looked like TBA was going to be able to slow the game down and, you know, make it ugly enough to stay within. Crestwood got going in that second quarter a little bit, and in the third they really started out, you know, playing their style of basketball, and that's getting teams to commit turnovers. We talked about it earlier on. The best defensive teams in the league, 6 of the top 10 steals leaders in the league are on Crestwood, and that's going to be a recipe for them. You know, they say defense wins championships. They're putting themselves in a position tomorrow night to hoist that trophy. And then if you're TBA on the other side, I mean, a phenomenal season. Anytime you could come to a national, you know, championship weekend and come away with victories in your back pocket, it's a building block for this program for next season, wherever, you know, whatever happens. So, and whoever stays, they're obviously losing some talent and guys moving on, but they will reload and they'll be back playing at a high level.
They will, as TBA has a ton to be proud of, sending their seniors to post-secondary education, fully paid. They've got a number of guys coming back that are going to be big pieces to this program moving forward.
Yeah. A great coaching staff. I mean,
absolutely, a very passionate coaching staff.
Very passionate. They care about these kids. So big shout out to them in the season that they've had. But Crestwood moving on, and we'll play for the national championship, my friend.
That's it, and that's going to do it here as TBA falls and Crestwood moves on. Up 102-91 is your final score. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We have the second semifinal leg happening right after this. In just about 15 minutes, we'll see CTA take on Edge for the right to battle Crestwood for a national championship. On behalf of the production staff,